And that's the thing they want to get out there. There was nothing I was experiencing that made me think, I got to run to the doctor. This is not right. It was so subtle. It was so easily dismissible. And so that's the thing that I really want to get out there to people, is that if this is something you kind of have to go by the guidelines on, if you're 45 and older, ask your doctor what colorectal cancer screenings are available to you, because you do not need symptoms to have cancer. And that's what I was in amazing cardiovascular shape. I was biohacking, I was cold plunging, I was sauna, I was doing all of it.
Wednesday morning, February 11th, 2026. The world woke up to heartbreaking news. James Van Der Beek, the actor who taught a generation it was okay to be vulnerable, who gave us Dawson Leary, passed away peacefully at just 48 years old. His wife, Kimberly, captured the grace of his final chapter. Our beloved James David Van Der Beek passed peacefully this morning. He met his final days with courage, faith, and grace. Courage, faith, grace. 3 words that defined James's battle with a disease that took him far too soon. In November 2024, James announced he had stage 3 colorectal cancer, but he'd actually been diagnosed privately in August 2023. For over a year, he fought in silence, protecting his family, maintaining dignity before going public. I've been dealing with this privately until now, getting treatment and dialing in my overall health with greater focus than ever before, he said. Even facing cancer, his tone was optimistic, focused on solutions. That was James, always looking forward. In December 2024, weeks after announcing his diagnosis, James appeared in The Real Full Monty, a special to raise awareness for cancer testing and research. While battling his own cancer, he was already helping others. Then in December 2025, James said something stunning. Cancer was the best thing that had ever happened to him. Not because he wanted to be sick, but because it forced him to live more intentionally, spiritually, presently. In his final months, James auctioned memorabilia from Dawson's Creek and Varsity Blues to cover medical costs, items representing the peak of his fame. He let them go to fight for more time with his family. But that Wednesday morning, surrounded by those he loved, James's fight ended. James David Van Der Beek was born March 8, 1977, in Cheshire, Connecticut. His father worked for a telephone company. His mother managed a gymnastics studio. He grew up with siblings Jared and Juliana in a regular American household. But James caught the acting bug early. School plays, community theater, anywhere he could perform. While still in high school, he landed his professional debut in an off-Broadway production of Edward Albee's Finding the Sun. After high school, James attended Drew University on an academic scholarship, sang in a cappella group, made the dean's list. This wasn't just a pretty face. James was smart, driven, academically gifted. Then in early 1997, he auditioned for a new WB show called Dawson's Creek. James won the lead. At 20 years old, his life changed forever. January 1998, the WB network launches a teen drama set in a small seaside Massachusetts town. At its heart, Dawson Leary, the earnest, introspective, film-obsessed teenager with floppy blonde hair and a heart on his sleeve. James didn't just play Dawson. He became Dawson. Dawson's Creek wasn't like other teen shows. It wasn't Beverly Hills, 90,210 with rich kids. These were normal kids who talked like they'd swallowed a thesaurus, discussed relationships with a vocabulary of grad students, quoted movies, analyzed feelings with unrealistic yet deeply relatable self-awareness. The show became a phenomenon. Millions watched Dawson pine for Joey Potter, Katie Holmes, navigate feelings for Jen Lindley, Michelle Williams, and watch his friendship with Pacey Witter, Joshua Jackson, evolve and fracture. For 6 seasons, 1998 to 2003, Dawson's Creek dominated teen television. It established the WB, launched 4 remarkable careers, and created a cultural moment defining late-90s youth culture. At 20 years old, I got stupidly lucky and found myself in a zeitgeist cultural phenomenon TV show, and I was suddenly famous. James told Good Morning America. That was when life was at its craziest. He became a teen heartthrob overnight. Magazine covers, screaming fans, intense, inescapable, pre-internet fame. James joked he had the lamest form of PTSD ever. Whenever he'd hear teenage girls scream, he'd freeze up, but he handled it with humor and humility. That was James's way. Here's the curse of iconic roles. They trap you. For James, Dawson Leary was both his greatest gift and biggest challenge. While Dawson's Creek aired James fought to show range. In 1999, he starred in Varsity Blues, playing Mox Moxon, a backup quarterback. The movie hit big, earning James an MTV Movie Award. "It was a role I really cared about," James said. "A role I really had to fight for." He appeared in Scary Movie 2000, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back 2001, and The Rules of Attraction 2002 as a toxic drug dealer, far from Dawson Leary. But the Dawson shadow was hard to escape, so James did something brilliant. He leaned in. In 2012, he joined Don't Trust a Bee in Apartment 23, playing an exaggerated version of himself, a washed-up actor trying to recapture glory, teaching classes where students only wanted Dawson monologues. It was meta, hilarious, liberating. It was fun to play because he was completely without shame, James said. "It's fun to mock the business and keep your ego in check. You feel very safe constantly destroying those little things you keep precious as an actor." The critically acclaimed show lasted 2 seasons. James earned rave for his comic timing and willingness to laugh at himself. He kept working. CSI, Cyber, 2015-2016, Pose on FX, co-creating What Would Diplo Do on Viceland, guest appearances on Criminal Minds, How I Met Your Mother, One Tree Hill. He kept acting, creating, evolving. But what really mattered to James? His family. James married Kimberly Vander Beek. Together they had 6 children, Olivia, Joshua, Annabelle, Amelia, Gwendolyn, and Jeremiah. 6 beautiful kids who were James's entire world. In his final months, as cancer spread and treatments intensified, James's focus never wavered. It was always about family, making memories, being present for every moment. Retired wrestler Stacy Keibler, who spent time with James in his final days, shared a photo of him in a wheelchair watching the sunset. She wrote, "When you know time is sacred, you don't waste a single breath. You don't rush. You don't scroll. You sit. You listen. You hold hands. You watch the sky change colors and let it change you too." That was James at the end. Present, grateful, grace-filled. In September 2025, something beautiful happened. The Dawson's Creek cast reunited in New York for a benefit, raising money for James's cancer treatment. Katie Holmes, Michelle Williams, Joshua Jackson, they came together for a live script reading. Michelle Williams' idea, a gesture of love for their friend. James was too sick to participate, but he sent a video message to the audience, a final hello to fans who'd loved Dawson Leary for over 2 decades. None knew that would be his last public goodbye. James Vander Beek's life wasn't just about playing character. It was about authenticity, humility, and finding humor in life's hardest moments. He showed us it's okay to be vulnerable. Dawson cried a lot, revolutionary for a male character in the late 90s. He showed us it's okay to reinvent yourself. When Hollywood boxed him in, he broke out, leaning into jokes, finding dramatic roles that challenge perceptions. He showed us how to face death with courage. In his final months, James didn't hide. He raised awareness. He lived intentionally. He loved deeply. That's what we'll remember most. James Vander Beek died February 11, 2026 at 48. He leaves behind his wife Kimberly, 6 children, his siblings, parents, and millions of fans who grew up watching him navigate teenage life in Cape Side, Massachusetts. The little pilot we shot in that small town for that fledgling network aired, changed our lives and launched our careers. James wrote on Dawson's Creek's 20th anniversary. Changed our lives. That's what James did. For a generation, he wasn't just an actor. He was a friend who understood heartbreak, the dreamer who believed creativity mattered, the teenager who made us feel less alone. Rest in peace, James. You taught us how to dream. You taught us how to feel. And in the end, you taught us how to live courageously, faithfully, with grace. The creek may have ended, but your legacy flows on forever. Thank you for everything, Dawson. Thank you for everything, James.